All right, my name is Jay Cambridge. I served active duty Air Force from 2008 to 2014. When I served military police and I served as a female. Um, the Air Force was an incredible journey for me. I got to see the world, I got to meet people from all around the world, and I got to find myself. So as I mentioned, I served as a female, and at the end of my enlistment, I began my transition to become my true authentic self. And first, that was an inward transition. That was really finding myself and just understanding who I was. And then after I completed my time in the service, I started a physical transition to match how I felt on the inside. And so now I identify as male, and I have started a new journey outside of the Air Force. Later in my Air Force career, I started to associate myself with more of a masculine energy, and I felt that the outside needed to reflect how I felt on the inside. Serving in the military as a female, my sexual orientation, I identified as a lesbian, and I served when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was around. That was a difficult time for me as well because I wasn't allowed to truly be myself. I'm a very outgoing and expressive person, so it was hard for me to deny that part of myself. Unfortunately, I did face investigation and reprimand for simply being who I was. For me, it was instant relief. I remember I had my shoulders up here and I was able to just kind of release my shoulders from my ears, right? It was a breath of fresh air. However, I knew we still had a long way to go. I knew that that was the start of something, maybe the start of a new way for the Air Force, a new way for the military. But I knew that we still had a long way to go. But however, for me, it was a breath of fresh air. It was an opportunity for me to boldly live my truth, even though I kind of was already. But I knew that, okay, I can't get in trouble for simply being who I am anymore. So that eliminated a lot of stress for me, actually.
Round, bring your left arm up, take a big inhale through your nose.
When I came out of the military, I found yoga. I actually found yoga through an inpatient hospital. I was suffering severely with PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and also suicide ideations. And when I was in the hospital, they presented yoga to me. And that was the first time that I actually really felt connected to my mind, my body, and my spirit. And so I said, wow, this is great. I have to continue this practice. And I did. It actually became my first healthy addiction. So from there, after practicing a couple of years, I said, how can I share this with others? How can I share this with my veteran family? How can I share this with my LGBTQ family? How can I share this with anyone that I come in contact with? So I said, I have to go away on another journey, and I went to India. I stayed in an ashram for a couple of months, and I learned how to teach this beautiful yoga practice to others. And from there, I've been teaching around the city. Started my transition, it was all fully funded by me and through outside providers, but the VA has came a very, very long way. It's great because now I'm able to receive majority of my care here at the VA, from my hormone replacement therapy to prosthetics. The VA has really jumped on board to be inclusive for all people, and I receive several services here at the VA. Every time I'm at the VA, I can always pretty much just kind of let my guard down. I feel very accepted here, and I've not faced any problems here at the VA, so it's been a very pleasant experience. And the services here have been very inclusive. You know, when I call to make appointments, I get addressed by my proper pronouns and my name, so that goes a long way, and that really means a lot. I face a lot of shame and a lot of embarrassment for simply being who I am, and you know, certain things about myself I can't change, right? Like I was born into this world black, and I faced discrimination in the Air Force for simply being a black female. So it was very difficult for me. You know, I would say that was a contributing factor to a lot of my stress, for sure a lot of my anxiety and depression. If I decided to change my mind and go back into service, I'm happy knowing that I could possibly go back in. And I'm happy that the idea that most people had in their mind of a transgender person has changed, right? Because I think even for myself, growing up, I had this idea of what a transgender person was in my head, and that person didn't look like me, that person didn't fit me. Just so understanding that, everyone is their own unique individual. We're all different, but we all do share something that's common, right? Being a human here, having this experience and living life.